on. Welcome to the first deck review from Team Misride. Today we're gonna show you the Irregulars Darkness build, which is not focused around the main stride grade 3 for Irregulars Darkness, but around Glazent Vampire. You may asking why is that and why do many people prefer Glazent over Sarkrot? Today and with this deck profile we're gonna try to elaborate on that. So let's begin. So, our main grade 3, as we told before, is Glazent Vampire. He's really the best card that DI has right now for the G era as main vanguard. He has the Call and Ride skill, which allows you to look at the top 5 cards with a Counterblast and soul charge any card with Darkness ability from there, and stack the other in the bottom of the deck, and he gets plus 1k for each card soul charged. This is a really good way to filter the deck, because later on with Bluddermouse and other specific soldier cards, it helps very well with the stacking of the deck essentially. And now his Generation Break 1 Darkness skill allows you to, at the end of the battle, at the end of your turn, when your stride leaves the field, it allows you to put any card from either your field or your hand, which means that you can recycle your Enigmatic Assassin with him, into your soul, back to your soul, and at 15 cards you basically countercharge, draw, and select on your opponent units to retire, which makes him really more consistent as Scarford as a grade 3 vanguard. Yes, you do not get a stride skill bonus benefit from him, but at the end of the turn it pretty much allows set you up for the next turn place. So we're running 4 of Glazent Vampire. Next we're running 4 copies of 1 Steeped in Sin Scarford. And this one is not a right target. I mean, the deck can run well if you put him as, if you write him as your grade 3, but he's mostly there because his Generation Break 2 skill in Darkness is a Darkness 1 with 10 cards in soul. He became a Silent Tome, a 16k Silent Tome. And this is pretty much the only reason you need him in the deck. His stride skill is you soul search 1, and if you have, I believe it's 4 cards in your soul, your opponent chooses a rearguards and retires it. Again, this is a good skill, but not as good as Glazent, and not as consistent as Glazent, so we prefer to ride Glazent over Sarkrot. Next, let's move to our grade 2 lineup. We're running 4 Demoted Executioner. This one of the best cards in the deck. As for now, he has the on-call skill for free. You look at the top 7 cards of your deck, soul charge 1 card with the Darkness ability, and then you shuffle your deck. Again, it's a great way to filter the deck in order to keep mostly on triggers there. And he has the Enact ability of Counterblast 1, he gets plus 3k, and then if you have 10 cards I believe in soul, yes, he gets 2k in first and then again a 3k. So he can become a 14k attacker solo. If you have a 7k booster, it's a 21 magic number. Really good for the deck. Next, we're running 4 Tragic Claws. This card almost never sees any place, and we honestly do not know why. This card is amazing. First of all, it has a Darkness ability that it gets boost with Darkness, and if you have 15 or more soul, it's becoming 11k booster. So you can hit magic numbers very easily with him and Sarkrot. And then he has the non-Generation Break skill, that whenever a unit is placed in the same column as him, you soul charge 1. So basically you can spam Monochrome, you can spam criticals that goes to the soul, or anything else, and you get soul charge out of him. Next, and final grade 2, we're running 3 copies of Doppel Vampire. It's a Darkness unit with, again, the Silent Tome ability and plus 5k, so it can be hit magic numbers as a Silent Tome again. So basically we're running 7 Silent Tomes in the deck. Now on to the grade 1s. For Perfect Guards, we're running 4 Succubus of Avarice, which is the Darkness PG that allows you to sacrifice grade 1 or less rearguard in order to take him from the soul to your hand. It can only guard the Vanguard, but that doesn't bother you because you don't need your rearguards much more of the times. And she basically is the best right target that the deck has because it's so much fetchable. Really good Perfect Guard. Next, we're running 4 of the best card of DI right now, Tiger Jaeger. He has 3 skills, all of them are amazing. The first skill and the most abusable one in the clan is whenever he gets soul charged. I mean, whenever, it may be from the drop zone, the deck, the hand, the field, anywhere, You may countercharge 1 to draw a card, counter blast 1 to draw a card. This thing is abusable as hell. The deck almost does none counter blast. It's really good and consistent skill. The second skill is that you can choose a card from your hand with a darkness ability and put it in your soul with a counter blast and add him to your hand from your soul. So you can, and then you soul charge 1, of course. So it's a fetchable from your soul as well. And why would you want him in the hand if it's only for the draw? It's not from the draw. He became a stride folder with 2 darkness in your soul that most of the time you will have. So amazing card to have as your grade 1. Next we run 2 Serpent's Armors. Many people you see run him or 3 or 4. You basically not need him so much because the deck can finish the games really early before he's needed. Basically you can retire him in Generation Break 1. In Generation Break 1, not even Generation Break, sorry. It's become a 9k booster, and at the end of the turn, if you have more than 13 cards in your soul, you can choose only 13 and then put every other card in your deck and shuffle it. Finally, we run 2 copies of Edge in the Darkness, because it's DI and you have to be edgy. Just kidding. It's because Generation Break in Darkness, he became a 10k booster, hit magic numbers again with Sarkrot and Doppel Vampire, and he can intercept from the back row. Basically, he's a really good target because your opponent's gonna see him and think that it's a viable card to have down. You're gonna try to retire him and hit him with skills. Basically, he's here just for absorb those effects. Next, let's go to our grade zeros. For the starter, we start with DRA in singular. A really good starter with Darkness ability, which is just for show. Basically, he became a 7k booster in Darkness. You almost never use that skill. You forgot that it exists most of the time. You just want him to bring in the soul. And he has the amazing skill, auto skill, that whenever the first time you stride, it's an obligatory skill. You put him in your soul with every grade 1 or more rearguard you have and draw 2 cards. Most of the time it would be 1 Demote Executioner, maybe 1 Claw or Hatred Claw. Nothing, you don't lose much because those draw 2 is amazing, can face you almost anything. Next, we run 2 Enigmatic Assassins. Most of the decks used to run 3 and 4 copies of her, but now with Bluddermouse, there's not much use for her anymore in the deck. Basically, if you don't know what she does, is whenever you attack with something, you can put her out of the soul, and it gets plus 20k, and it should become a 20k attacker or booster, essentially. Next, we run 4 of the Sarkot crit, because we run the grade 4 Sarkot, of course, and it's a Dark Regulars deck, and why not put her in? It fits very well. 4 Knight of Nightmareland, Dark Knight of Nightmareland. He goes the soul, buff a rear column, really stable card for all DI decks. Finally, not finally, yes, we have 4 stun triggers. We go with Monochrome of Nightmareland. You will see many decks running 6 or 8 crits and using the cut, the new cut, that gets more shield and power, if I'm correctly, with Darkness. But there's no need for it, because your Vanguard is your powerhouse in the deck. You don't use your Rearguard so much, so you need to stun them. And this cut recycles yourself so much and so spammable that you will not need any more stuns than her. She's basically there because he counters such and draws for you. And finally, we're running 4 Vincents. First because it's a foil heal, and of course you run foil heals. And the second skill is amazing, it goes the soul in and helps you reach the magic and soul number. Now, on to the grade 4s. First of all, we're running 1 Sarkot grade 4. Basically, you can run more copies, let's be true here, but you only use him until against decks that want to commit to a field, and whenever you stride him or in other clans like Shiranui Kuro or any other grade 4 that swipe the whole field with 1 attack, you do the damage you need only once. I mean, a Neonectar player or a Blaster player, after he loses his field once like that, you will not have to strike this guy again. So only 1 is a good copy, just in those situational type of matches. Next, we run 4 Gildere. You know this guy, you hit this guy. It's basically the core of the Dark Regulars deck. A very good guard restriction power up with crit, basically for free. You just have to reach those 15 card soul, which nowadays it's not that difficult. Basically, it's your go-to-go stride when you want to finish the game. Next, we have Bladder Mouse, the mouse of the bladder, the new Darkness stride, the stunning stride. When he attacks, he returns all your grade zeros to your deck and shuffles, give 5k to 2 units, and then he stands with -2 drive. It's an amazing card that even if you don't manage to kill your opponent with all the Garter 6 from the previous strides, this guy will just finish them off right off the bat. Really good stride. You may try to build a deck focusing exclusively around him, but you don't need to. You can splash him into any deck. Finally, for the main grade 4s, we're running a Sorrow Slice. This is, guys, kind of one of those RNGesus things you have in those decks. For DI, he count +1 to Soldier 3 and flip a face-up unit, like Breeze, which you only use for this reason. You Soldier 3, and for its different grade, you give +5k to anything. And if you Soldier something with the Darkness ability, you may Soldier 1 and get a grade 3 out of your soul back to your hand. Really good first stride. I mean, it's a bit of RNG, but the DI doesn't have any better first strides at the moment. We mentioned Breeze, it goes into any deck, and it's flip fodder for everything else after that. Next, we're planning 2 of the False Darkwing PGs, Guardian, sorry. You just use her in order to Soldiers faster if you not reach the magic number by the second or third stride. And it was a flip fodder for the new Guardians. Then when we ran one of the separate Guardians of the clan. Vincent, real good, flips a Guardian to get massive amounts healed per 5 cards in your soul. Saint German, it's good counter to D-Robos and Narukami right now, and all those basic decks that can hit your Vanguard with skills or your Guardians. This guy just gives resist to everything, really good card. And then we have Sabank, or whatever. With a counter +1, he's a 20k seal that gives +5k to your Vanguard that stays. It's really good against those Rust deck like Aqua Force, Bermuda sometimes, and all those No Victor, Nova Grapplers, and all those Rust decks. Really good Guardians for the clan, whatever. So, thank you for watching our Irregulars Darkness deck profile. Hope you like it and find it useful. We'll see you again with another deck profile.